how you treat each other is none of your business. And I'm like, how, Sway? How is it none of your business how your significant other treats you? Peace, y'all. Welcome back to my channel, Consistent Healing and Growth. I am Jenaya, and today, these are Jenaya's thoughts. Now, today we're going to be talking about Cleft and his bullshit-ass relationship advice to Waka Flocka and his lovely wife. I have no idea what her name is. Excuse me. And this is an old video from last year sometime, but it came across my timeline on Facebook, and I'm like, let me just make a video about it. So I got my notes here because I like to have structure. Because, I want to have structure. I don't want to be babbling on about the same shit. So, let's get to the video.
I want to say something. I don't want you to ever forget this as long as you live, because this is how it works. How he treats you is none of your business. Your business is how you treat him. How she treats you is none of your business. Your business is how you treat her. Now watch what happens now when you put this together. When you get so busy treating one another and respecting one another, and you're not looking at yourself, you've dismissed selfishness, and your total focus is one another. So all of a sudden, I had this thing where I went before God. God, taffy this and God, taffy that. He said, that ain't none of your business. See, while you're getting hurt and offended by what she's doing to you, you're forgetting about how you need to treat her. And if you'll treat her the way she needs to be treated, you'll automatically get what you need. And so what happens is we spend so much time concerned about how we're being treated, we forget to treat one another with the respect that we need to have. Does that make sense to you?
It makes sense.
And so what happens is, now, easier said than done, but I tell you, if you do it, you will discover a whole new level of intimacy in your marriage that you didn't even know was there, because it builds character in you. And all of a sudden, see, self-centeredness is that's the reason for bitterness, even thinking about what people say about you. You have to be self-centered in order for it to affect you. But if you pull yourself out of the center, it doesn't mess with you. When you're thinking about, well, I don't appreciate what they said about me, I'm hurt, that's because you're in the center. Take yourself out the center, focus on that other person, and what they do won't affect you the way it's affecting you when you're in the center. Now, all couples think, I deserve this.
All right, we're going to pause it right there. I heard enough. Let's get right into the fuck shit. All right. So now that we watched the video, these are the points I want to talk about. I want to put this disclaimer, right? So I'm not a relationship guru. These are strictly my opinion about the situation. And also I'm going to be sharing some of my experiences and things that I do in my own relationship with me and my lady, and how we would kind of handle a situation that he's talking about, in a way. And maybe it can help you, maybe it won't, but it works for us. So, like I said, it might not work for you, but yeah, whatever. So, what cringed me to even make the video in the first place is when he said, how you treat each other is none of your business. And I'm like, how, Sway? How is it none of your business how your significant other treats you? It's always your business. Because how can you dismiss somebody treating you bad or rude or disrespectful in that moment? That is your business. It was cringeworthy because I wasn't expecting him to say it's none of your business. Like, that whole thing just threw me off. So what I would say in that situation is that It is your business. You are in a relationship with somebody else. And how they treat you is your business. You want to be treated with the utmost respect, just how like you would treat them with the utmost respect. And if you're not doing that, then you shouldn't be in a relationship with each other to begin with. Because if you're not going to be respectful to one another, and y'all want to keep disrespecting each other, you're just wasting each other's time. So the fact that he said it's none of your business, it is all your business. The whole relationship is your business. It's your business. It's not anybody outside business, but it's your business unless you want outsiders to be in it. But it is your business of how your significant other treats you. Also, he said, letting someone treat you, it doesn't matter. It's all matters of how you treat them. Now, that to me looks like an abusive relationship, and let me explain how. Because if you're literally dismissing somebody hitting you in the face, whether you be a man or a female, and you're being abused, you're like just dismissing it because it's all how sweet you treat them. That's as backwards. You want to pay attention to how somebody's treating you. You don't want to just dismiss how somebody's treating you in the moment because it's all about what you're focusing on when it comes to how you treat them. A lot of this stuff doesn't make sense, and people are amen in this thing. You know what I mean? And just looking at Waka Flocka's face, he knew this sounds like a whole bunch of silly nonsense because that's what it is. You're not going to just allow somebody just to treat you any type of way because you want to just focus on how you're going to treat them. No. I feel like you treat your significant other how, I'm not going to say how you want to be treated. Well, I'm going to say this because how you want to be treated, you might not know how you want to be treated. Let me explain what I mean. You might not be in tune with yourself. So what you think is love and what you think a healthy relationship look like might not necessarily be what love is or what it means to be in a respectful relationship is, because you saw other people in your environment in relationships and it might not have been the healthiest, but you see these two people still together and you think, subconsciously, like, oh, well, maybe this is how a relationship's supposed to be. So you allowing somebody to treat you as such might not, and you dismissing it so you could just focus on how you treat them, that's dangerous. And I genuinely feel like he's missing the self-love part. Because when you love yourself, your love for yourself will overflow into the other person automatically. It's not intimacy, as what he's trying to say. It's the intimate love you have for yourself. You want to treat your significant other with all of that love. And if your significant other loves themselves just as much, they will pour unto you as well. So it's this exchange of just love going on. You know what I mean? And I'm being realistic because in my relationship, that's what's happening here. Like, there was a period of time where my significant other, she wasn't loving herself enough. And she just kept trying to give and give and give and give. And I said, listen, if you were just to give yourself that amount of love that you're giving me, to you, that energy, that love that you have and that you have for yourself will overflow onto me automatically. Because you love yourself so much, all you want to do is just be love. You want to just give love. That's what I do to her. I love myself so much. I just give to her. I just automatically, because I'm never in lack of it. Because whether she was to go away or everybody that I love was to magically go away, I love myself so much that I would never feel like I'm missing something. And a lot of people in relationships, I can speak for myself, in past relationships, I always felt like I was missing something. There was a lack of something. And the lack of was the love for myself. Being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't love themselves can be very, very, very taking. Like, and the fact that you don't love yourself as much, you become a people pleaser. So that's, to me, in my opinion, that's what he's talking about. The people pleasing part. The people pleasing part of yourself, you're giving it to your significant other. So you literally neglecting how they're treating you according to him, so you can solely focus on how you treat them. Don't ever do that. Don't ever, ever neglect yourself for anybody on this planet. You love yourself first. You get in tune with yourself first. So when your significant other acts a certain way, y'all can handle situations in a mature manner because you are in tune with yourself where you can handle things more maturely. So when you get into silly arguments and things of that nature, you can handle it maturely. I'm gonna give you an example of my relationship. How we handle arguments in the past, and now that she's starting to work on herself now and starting to get in tune with herself, we don't argue and fuss about things the same way. So, excuse me, I dropped my. So we don't argue, we don't handle the argument in the same manner. You know what I mean? So let's go to another point. So he talked about you being self-censored. He's literally taking the self-love part out. Like, there's nothing wrong with you loving yourself. There's nothing wrong with you making sure that in this moment of us arguing, I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with checking in. He's trying to make you dismiss your check in with yourself to solely focus on your significant other. Nah, check in with yourself. Because we all been in a relationship where we wanted to knock the other person's head off. Whether the argument was really, really petty or was really, really serious, but we all have been there. So it's important for you to check within yourself first and make sure you good. Are you okay? And then check on them like, yo, you know what? Let's take a break. Let's regroup. Let's come back. Not, oh, I'm in my feelings. Let me dismiss how I feel and focus on you. I have done that so many times in my past relationships. All it does is just build up anger because I wasn't able to express it in that moment. You know what I mean? I wasn't able to get my feelings out because I'm so focused on you, I can't even really focus on myself and chill on my own emotions. And that's what he's making you do. He's saying, neglect you and your emotions, focus solely on theirs. No, it's all about being considerate at the end of the day. And that's not being considerate to yourself. You know what I mean? Take some time. Like, if shit is getting real heated, bro, step back. I do that. I'm like, look, I don't even want to talk to you right now because I feel like I'm going to say some shit. I ain't got no better saying. Let me regroup. Let's come back. We'll talk about it. And that person should be mature enough to be like, all right, cool. Because some people should ever be real. They're like, nah, fuck that shit. I want to talk about it now. Da, 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 da. And it's just like, nah, you got to do what's best for you. You can't focus on that energy because that energy is going to make you do some shit that's outside of yourself. It's going to make the situation worse. He's putting you in a situation where you'll make it worse. Stupid relationship. I think the last part he talked about, he was like, you have the right to feel away, but no. I think I just kind of touched on this point, but I'll touch on it again. I'm just basically saying you have a right to feel away because he's trying to dismiss your feelings, right? He's saying that, oh, you're gonna get so emotional. I think that's why I cut it off at. You're going to be so emotional, and but I had to cut it off because it's like, be emotional, express your emotions. Don't let nobody say it's not okay for you to be emotional. Be as emotional as possible because you want to get that energy out immediately. Think about it. Think about it. As many times as you've been like real tight with your significant other, and you didn't get a chance to express everything, but you know what? We're gonna let it go. Blah blah blah. You kind of just brushed it under the rug. Didn't really talk about it because y'all don't want to be in your feelings no more. Think about how that made you feel, and then the next time you had an argument, it was even double. Probably the situation that you're arguing about wasn't even that deep, but the fact that you didn't even get it out the first time, it just brought up those emotions too, along with some new ones, and now you just double heated. You trying to figure out why, but it's just like, you know, it's important for you to get your emotions out. That's why, going back to my relationship, I tell my significant other, tell my lady, listen, I'm not trying to police your feelings. Get your feelings out. I want you to get your feelings out. So when we move on from this, all the feelings is already out. My feelings is out, so we can move on, and then we can actually talk about the situation probably again. And it'll really don't even be no feelings behind it. It's just literally just having a conversation. There's plenty of time we argue about something, got our feelings out, and then we talked about something later, and then we're literally just having a regular conversation about it. It's not no rah 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 shit with it. It's just having a conversation about it and getting a better, I should say, understanding of how it went off and how it made us feel without actually having those feelings attached. We can just talk about feelings. You know what I mean? And it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be emotional. Don't allow somebody who's probably a fuck nigga to their woman, like on the low low, on camera, he this and that, and he probably neglected the shit out of her in real life, talking about the pastor Cleft dude, um give you bad relationship advice. And the guy who shared it was like, oh, best relationship advice ever, honey. This shit is terrible. 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 Be vulnerable. That's the most beautiful thing about a relationship is being vulnerable. Not and being vulnerable is not weak. I remember feeling that way in my past relationship, man, being man vulnerable and having all these emotions. I feel like I'm weak. That's the most strongest part about you is being vulnerable. Letting your significant other see you in a different light, seeing you emotional, seeing you in a state where you just free. Vulnerability is free. You know, getting everything out without feeling judged, just getting it out. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm just looking down, looking at my notes, just like I'm not gonna make this video too long. We hit 15 or however long it is. But seriously, bad relationship advice. Video old, I don't care. People still watching it, obviously. And this is not how you should handle the situations with your significant other, especially if you're trying to make it work and you're repairing things. You know, you should sit down and really sit and think about one, is the relationship even worth holding on to when it comes to their relationship? Because they've been fighting and tugging for so long. Anything on a TV show, I think? Uh, uh, Marriage Boot Camp or something like that. I don't know. But I will look at their situation and seeing if they really need to be together or whatever. And if they do, not going to somebody like him for relationship advice, who sounds like they neglect their woman's feelings all the time. Like who pays he pays her feelings no mind because I'm just gonna focus on how I treat you and not check in with myself and making sure that I'm actually listening to how you feel. I'm actually taking consideration of the situation and why we're even in the situation in the first place. Like, how do we get here and how can we move forward from this? You know? So I want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Get you a different perception of things, and I'm just sharing my, things that I do in my own relationship. Like I said, we're not perfect. We're still growing day by day and trial and error as we, grow as individual and as um, a couple, in a romantic relationship. So I love you guys. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for showing love. You already know just you by being here is all support I need. But if you do want some merch, please click the link in the description box. And I'll see you next time. Peace, y'all. Love you.